toughest competition in NBA 2K25, all of you have shown up and made this community the absolute best in all of gaming.
And in this episode, we're recognizing all of you that put in the work and rose above the rest in
MP's an elite shooter already. To come into the league and knock down threes like that, I'm impressed.
Solid effort tonight on both ends.
Feeling pretty good, huh?
No doubt, Coach. This was a win worth celebrating, right?
Keep celebrating and it'll be our last.
What?
The teams that win and keep winning rediscover that hunger night after night. You linger over any one game and you give whoever's next on the schedule the edge. You want to enjoy that result? Responsibly? Win the next one. That's how winners celebrate.
You ready to give these fans what they paid for? Hottest team in the land coming through.
Confident and ready for action, the Bulls as they headed to the locker room earlier on. The hometown crowd certain to give them a warm welcome. Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Bulls. On Wednesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. And then on Friday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And you know, for that Pistons game, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And look at the starters for the Cavaliers. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. A loaded backcourt. It's Garland and Mitchell. And it's Okoro in at the small forward position. And for Chicago, we've got Buzelis. Josh Giddey is out there with MP. Then it's Dosunmu, and it's Vucevic in at the 5. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
Now, here's MP. Pass to Buzelis. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Shot clock at 5. Fires from deep. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Buzelis showing a little bit of everything with that quick release.
Here's Mitchell. There's the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now, here's Dosunmu. Shoots the 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And the basket by MP.
You can see MP just looking to continue to refine that three-point shooting.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, a bit ago, Billy Donovan and I were able to talk. Now, he feels like Darius Garland is the key to that offense. Coach said not many people can stay in front of Garland one-on-one. He's so shifty. So the rotations defensively have to be decisive and quick. And at the other end, we want to force him to work defensively. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Pass to Okoro. Garland with it. Giddey defending. Here's Mitchell. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. When Donovan Mitchell, Greg, is on the floor, he is the offense.
Yeah, and that goes beyond just his ridiculous scoring. It gets overlooked that he's also a skilled passer. So one way or another, Mitchell is fine.
Going with an almost entirely new group here. Collins checked in for Vucevic. Jalen Smith comes in for Buzelis. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Dosunmu. And MP subbed in for Josh Giddey. Cleveland also making some changes. DeAndre Hunter comes in for Jared Allen. And it's Ty Jerome in for Donovan Mitchell. And Mobley throws it down.
Wow, that is some big-time airtime by Evan Mobley. My goodness.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Okoro out there with Hunter. Then there's Mobley. Then there's Garland. And it's Jerome in at the shooting guard position. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Garland against MP. Now here's Garland. Defense is right there. The shot, no good. Here's Collins. Basket, good. And now it's an 8-point Chicago lead.
Nice possession. MP giving him a great look there.
MP against Garland. Pass to Hunter. Now Okoro. Now here's Mobley. 6 points for him. Shot clock at 6. Hunter, bounce pass. A nice shot by Mobley.
Well, we call that a high percentage shot for Mr. Evan Mobley. He gets after it in there.
Outside Collins. Back to MP. From deep. Jerome with the rebound. The Cavaliers trail by 6. And Doris, the Cavs had a very successful 23-24 season. 47 wins and the number 4 seed in the East.
And Kevin, series, their first one without LeBron James since 1993. Most of the players on the floor weren't even alive back then. Incredible to think of it in that context.
Herder passes to MP. There's the triple. Bring it up for MP. A three.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Pass to Garland. From deep. Collins grabs the miss. The Bulls leading by 9. The drive by MP. Oh, MP with a strong move.
Oh, great ball movement there.
1:10 left now here in the second. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout here. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Vucevic checked in for Zach Collins. Buzelis comes in for Smith. Ayo Dosunmu is checked in for Kevin Herder. And Josh Giddey subbed in for White. Collins checked in for the Cavaliers. Mitchell comes in for Jerome. And here's Garland for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. They are a hot team right now. 7 consecutive wins. And looking for number 8 tonight.
Well, this is a basketball team that's really humming right now. And what you love is they're working together as a unit, which makes it fun to watch. What I'm curious about here is when teams start to adapt and take away their best strategy, how do they keep the streak going? Really, really interested to see how this plays out.
Once again, off the mark by Cleveland.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Kicks it out to MP. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Buries it from 3-point range. MP's got 14 points.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Garland feeling it out a little bit. Allen, a screen on Giddey.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And so that's the end of the first half. Bulls out front as they end the second quarter on a 15-5 run. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shots. Drum line. They're measuring up the shots. One more time, a round of applause for our participants.
Hi, everybody. We've got your favorite segment on tap as we check out how the Eastern Conference is shaping up.
Looking at the Bulls, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things. And I got to say, they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I got to say, they are making it look easy here in this early part of the season, at least. Now, looking at where we stand after 2 quarters, it has been a difficult game for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
They've been a step slow to close out on shooters all night, and that's why they've given up so many threes. Come on, man, show some hustle.
Perimeter D, apparently not their strong suit. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy, ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. It's a 13-point game. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Vucevic is out there with Buzelis. Then it's MP. Then there's Dosunmu, and it's Giddy in at the point. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. Darius Garland, the son of former NBA player Winston Garland, said that he was a sponge growing up listening to his dad. He hung on every word about playing point guard. Darius says, I learned the little things much quicker. He taught me at a young age to change gears to keep defenders off balance. Kevin?
And he's doing it. I love the tricks of the trade you just talked about. Thank you so much. Down low. And Vucevic with the basket on the assist by MP. Vucevic has got 11 points.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Allen passes to Mitchell. He takes it in, and then Mitchell with the dunk.
Well, if you don't stay in front and you allow him room to drive, you will pay the consequence. Donovan Mitchell with authority.
Doors, one of the more relentless players in the NBA, Donovan Mitchell.
Kevin, what I love about him is he loves the lead role. He feels very comfortable carrying tremendous responsibility on the offensive end. Donovan, one of the more confident players you'll meet.
Mobley outside. Pass to Okoro. Cleveland moving it around. That one goes in. 13 points in the game.
Well, offensively, this guy has been cooking. They're definitely not losing because of him.
Giddy with the bounce pass. Dosunmu finds MP. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Just 5 to shoot. And that comes off the assist by Giddy. Giddy's got his 5th assist in this one. Garland, the pass to Mobley. To the paint. He's looking for Mitchell and finds him. Goes back up. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And Vucevic kicks to MP.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
1:58 left to play in the third. Puts up a 3. And the Bulls another 3.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Here's Garland. He has 5. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And that's 17 points for Donovan Mitchell.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team.
Make some noise, Chicago. Here's your 3-1-2 crew.
And the Bulls will go for a different look here. That's checked in for Buzelis. For Chicago, Zach Collins checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for Smith. And MP subbed in for Jones. And Cleveland also making a change. Okoro's checked in. On the court for Cleveland. A loaded backcourt. It's Garland and Mitchell. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. And it's Okoro in at the small forward. And Collins now top the key. MP outside. Hits it from three-point range. MP's got 29 in the game.
What an incredible game so far for MP. He's showing no signs of slowing down.
Mitchell outside. Back to Garland. It's rebounded by Herter.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Pass to Williams. To the middle. Here's MP. Misses in close. Cavaliers have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Well, when you're careless with the basketball, you can expect that to happen.
Horton Tucker's checked in for Chicago.
Number 22, Talen Horton-Tucker.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. MP looking around. It's White on the wing.
2 minutes.
Pass to MP. Now here's Herter. Horton Tucker in the corner. Lock at 6. A 3 from MP. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
And so Garland will bring it up for Cleveland. He's looking for Mitchell and finds him. And the rejection by MP. And here's White. Pass to Horton Tucker. Here's MP. And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. Right? You think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they've left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind. And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be
good. Another from 3.
He's scorching hot. Another 3.
And he's approaching the franchise record for 3s in a game. Inside, they could use a bucket, and Mitchell with the layup.
One of the real streak scorers in the game. Donovan Mitchell is heated up and percolating.
A shot like that is a polite way to say, hey, coach, bench me.
And funny thing is, if that doesn't get you benched, I have no idea what would.
Here's Mobley. From 13 feet, it goes down.
Okay, Evan Mobley a big, folks, but you can see the touch on that mid-range jumper. That's pure.
White the pass to MP. And White kicks to MP. Herter on the wing. Back to MP. From deep three-point land. That one doesn't go. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Alden, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.